This morning on Be Something Wonderful, a special episode of how to let go and manifest your specific person. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Good morning. I did a lesson yesterday on how to manifest a specific person. The teachings in Neville got it. And I woke up this morning with lots of questions, lots of emails. I am delighted that this connected with you. But there were a lot of questions about how to manifest and whether you should stay focused on that specific person or pull back and make it about someone more general or a special person. I want to hit those this morning. I want to talk about this more. And guys, I just want to say that Neville taught it, other teachers teach it, anything is possible. You can be, do, or have anything, whether it's a specific person, whether it's a new job, whether it's incredible wealth, whether it's a new company. All of it is possible because Christ is within you, God is within you. It is only our resistance to it that keeps it away. But let's get to it this morning. How to let go and manifest that specific person. So when I was talking about yesterday is there's nothing odd. Clearly you want to imagine that you're with that specific person. The only time that you want to make it more general is if you're feeling resistance, if you're feeling any angst, any frustration, any doubt, then you're going to keep it away from you. You're going to keep that person away from you. That's what I was getting at yesterday. So what do I want to say? The first step that we know that Neville teaches is imagine how you would feel. This is really important. Yes, imagine what you'll be doing with that person, what you'll be saying to that person. Imagine the conversation, where you'll be. That's all great and that's all critical, except more critical is how you will feel and what you will be with that person. What kind of person will you be with that person? How will you feel? This is the seed of creation. This is how it gets created. Then, as you do that, imagine what you're talking about and what you're doing. And while you're imagining what you're talking about and what you're doing, how do you feel? What kind of person are you being when you're with that person? When you get that, then it's done. This is the real critical step here. And what happens is sometimes we imagine that we're with the person, we imagine that we're doing things with them, but we're not feeling it. We're feeling still that frustration, either if it's a person from the past that you're trying to manifest back into your life, you're still feeling incidences of what happened in the past while you're manifesting what you're doing or what you're talking about. This is critical. That's the resistance that I'm getting at. Okay? And guys, remember, when any time doubt seeps in, when any time that you're not losing a faith, don't crush yourself and beat yourself up for it. Just remember that you are God, that Christ is your imagination, that it's within you. Right? This is the idea. Persist in that new state. Walk by faith. This is what Neville said. Walk by faith, not sight. You're going to see evidence. You're going to see evidence to the contrary. That is old news. Those are dead perceptions. Those are dead thoughts. Those are shadows. Forget those. This is a sure thing when you feel it and you are that person with that, you are in that state with that person. Remember, it's less about the person, it's more about you. This is key. So yes, you want to imagine that you're with that person. You want to imagine that you're talking to them, that you're doing things with them. These were some of the questions I got this morning. All of that is powerful and it's good, absolutely. But it's how you feel when you're that person. You've got to go further. How do you feel? Who are you with that person? That's what manifests it. That's where that's coming from. That's what Neville talks about when you occupy that state, when you assume the wish fulfilled, when you think from the end. He's talking about getting in that state. That new state is you happy with that specific person, right? And then whatever you do and talk about doesn't even matter because you're with that person. You're feeling it. right? And so this is really the key, guys. Be okay with moments of doubt. This is the other thing. A lot of you guys are beating yourselves up and saying, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why it's not coming. I keep trying to adjust and tweak and adjust and tweak. Guys, be okay with those moments of doubt. Get back to the creative act. That's what you're with. Remember, once you have the creative act, it's done. Then stay in that feeling and how you are when you're with that person. That's key. So once you imagine the specific details, what you're doing, what you're talking about, it's the feeling in the person you are when you're with that person that you need to keep faith and walk in that state. Because if you lose that and you struggle to get back to imagining the details again of what you're doing and what you're saying, that's when that resistance comes up. This is key. This is a clear key point here. And remember, Neville never doubted himself. He knew he was God. He had moments, he'll talk about that. He had moments, there were plenty of times when it didn't work for him. And he points to those. But he had faith once it worked. If you remember when he was talking to his friend in New York City in 1933 about going to Barbados, and that it wasn't in that, at first it wasn't in, he was imagining it in first class, but then it came up it wasn't. It was like in third class or a lower class. And his friend said, but I told you first class. He went back and reestablished that faith. That's key. So remember, you walk by faith, not by sight. Be okay with those moments. And remember when. Neville Goddard talks about this technique, the remember when technique. I remember when I wasn't with that person, when I was worried about manifesting. I remember when I had those moments of doubt and fear. Now you're remembering something in the past that is no longer true. So you're remembering it from that new state. That's a very powerful technique to get you back in that imaginative, in that feeling of wish fulfilled. Sometimes we bounce out of it, but you can get back in that feeling of wish fulfilled. Here's what keeps it away, and I want to make this distinction again. It's when we start feeling doubt, we start forcing the manifestation by forcing ourselves to think about what that person and what we're doing and what we're talking about while feeling differently. It's impossible to attract it if you're feeling differently, if you don't feel that you're in that state of wish fulfilled, if you're not being that person that you are when you're with that person. What would you be with that person? You would be happy, you would be fulfilled, you would be whole, you would be in love. And if you're not feeling that and you're feeling resistance and you're saying, well, I'm keeping Tom, and this several of you wrote in the email, well, I'm keeping faithful to the state. And I'm focusing on what we're doing, what we're talking about, that creative act. That's already done. Once you do that, that's done. Now you've got to stay in the feeling place. Because I can feel it in the emails. I can feel what you're writing. There's resistance and tension. We've made it so big now that's what's keeping away from you. But that doesn't mean it stays away from you guys. As soon as you occupy the state, you persist in it and have all faith in it, then it must come. That specific person will come and will be with you. This is really what I wanted to get at today. What I was talking about yesterday is the whole idea is releasing resistance. It's that resistance that's keeping it away. If it's delayed, if it's not coming, it happens instantly, this creative act, then it's only resistance that's keeping it away. That's the only thing. That's what I wanted to get at yesterday, guys. So it's not to tuck you into being with another person or settling, not at all. Just as Neville never settled for third class or a lower class, he got first class, right? His friend insisted that I saw you in first class. There's no reason to settle, but just keep in mind that it's only the resistance that you create around this, right? Remember that you're God. Walk by faith, not sight. When you do this, remember when you weren't faith. Use that remember when technique. I remember when I wasn't with that person and that I wanted to be. I remember when I was not happy, but that's all in the past now. You're remembering when from that powerful state of where you are. That's a great technique. the remember when technique. So guys, that's what I wanted to really get at today. It doesn't matter what you do, what you're imagining you're doing or talking about. It's how you feel and what you are being that matters most. That's how we create. That's how we talk with God. That's how we create from the field of infinite possibilities. That's what I wanted to get to. If I don't get to your email, guys, it's because there's so many. I will try to get to as many as I can. But I also will address some of it in future videos. I am your host, Tom Kieran. This is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Guys, feel free to write me at info@besomethingwonderful.com. And as I said, I will try to get to all your emails. Follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Kieran, and share and like our video. Share it on your social media with your friends and family. Until next time, with great love, this is Tom.